Greetings and welcome. I'm Psychic Medium Roberto, and I truly hope you're doing well today. Trigger warning: the subject matter is of a mature nature and deals with true crime events. Disclaimer: all cases are treated as alleged until proven in a court of law. And today's episode, I'll be looking at the situation that occurred yesterday afternoonish. The Bristol Bridge, this gentleman here, I keep saying gentleman, was spotted leaving 2 bags, as we all know, I'm sure by now, 2 bags with bodies. And this happened to take place in Bristol. And the previous episode that I did, Jacko Sullivan in Bristol, I may have mentioned there's a potential serial killer. Now, I also just want to say, I just watched another news report, a gentleman reporting that allegedly 3 people carrying suitcases were monitored from him to a car, and there was even jokes around bodies in bags. So apparently there was a black male, white female, white male. So, which just also makes me think, how did this guy end up on his own carrying bags around, right? And let's just say it is completely horrific. So we have here, this is where more or less the body was found, at the suitcases, beg your pardon. So that's actually a clue for other potential crimes that where they dump their bodies and look downstream situation. Now we will recall in the Jack case, Jacko Sullivan, he was last seen in this area, more or less the same area as well. In that area there. Now, I've been calling out the numbers here to see if there's any connection. So on the top here we have Jack's sequence. He went missing on March the 2nd, and then the summary bracket here. So now on the 11th, which was yesterday, so I'm recording this July 12, approaching 3:30 p.m. So now on the day that the bodies are discovered, we immediately see this 89 year. So that tells us murder, right? 26:8, and I mentioned this in a previous video, speaks about the gruesome nature. I've spoken about this in a previous episode. When you got a 6 and an 8 combination in a crime scene, is what this guy was carrying around. That is horrific. So crimes, so obviously it talks about the manner. And when you have all these 8s around, detrimental to the human body, as we can imagine in this case. So there's clear evidence of that. Oops, beg your pardon. So what is going on here? See this, if we look at this 12-3 here, now these numbers are reflecting for me what transpired. I'm not talking specifically on this day. And there's this 12-3, soft 12-3, which can speak about the female energy. Because how do they lure these people? And I almost get a sickening feeling that whoever this guy is, and if they are associated as 3 of them, this is all business for them. This is like a business, if you can imagine. So what prompted me to really dig deep here was, on the 10th, the day before, we see anomalous of 8. So too many 8s on a day is problematic. So here's chaos here. There's chaos. And I believe this is the day where the dismemberments would have happened with all these 8s here. Now, interesting to note, this is what prompted me to bring in Jack, because originally I didn't think there was a similarity, but you've got to put the numbers out so you can see properly. So yeah, see the 888s and the 167? Now we go into the reflection summary zone of Jack. And it's no coincidence. We have 3 888s exactly in the same position, 167. For me, this is a fingerprint, in my opinion. Oops. It's exactly the same print. This is like finding a fingerprint at that crime scene and finding the same fingerprint at this scene. What also contributes to the report from an eyewitness, the issue of more than one person, is the 10-1, so there's like a group. The 14-5 here speaks about a grouping. These are, when you get a group of 14-5, that's a crime group. Crime group. But there's evidence here of the 16-7. Now the 16-7 will speak about serial nature. It's very concerning that it's pretty much, although the days numbering is different, the outcomes are in sequence with what these guys are doing. If you look, the day that Jack goes missing, 13-4, 14-5, all the way to his summary day matches what has transpired here. And when I was looking for pictures for the show, I confirmed again that there's bodies. There's several bodies. So there's definitely serial nature going on here. Now, this 3 always bugged me, and I'm not at a position to say whether they did it or not, but there's certainly quite a stacking up of circumstantial evidence here, right? The 3 issue here for me does speak about feminine energy. And I must say, I did get a feeling of feminine energy. See here, here's a 12-3 here. So are they using a woman to lure their victims? I believe that was the case in the Riley Strain case. In Riley Strain's case, I believe there was a woman involved there as well. So there's feminine energy around. And we're seeing this here. You know that saying, there's no coincidences. So even in Jack's sequence, there's feminine energy here. The presence of gang number, like a grouping. I know I said picked up in the vehicle, cloth in the front. Or robe. But could that have been the soft touch or the, okay, well, there's a guy and a girl here, no problem. Do you know what I mean? I didn't pick up other people before. But there's certainly some fingerprints here. And you see here's it on the March 7, there's a 10-1 sequence here. Hey? I believe these guys could be operating and kidnapping, killing people for money and whatever they're worth. But be that as it may, we have dumb criminals around here as well, fortunately. Getting stranded in the middle of a bridge with bodies in your hands. GCM, what does this world come into? So, there's one thing for sure here. These guys have done it before. Now, it goes without saying because there's multiple bodies, but these guys have done it before. And in my opinion, there's no coincidence that we have a thumbprint here, in my opinion. What a gruesome thing, man. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to wait and see. Of course, they're tracking these guys, but we need to know and identify who's in those bags. And of course, once we get to their residence, we might find even more evidence. But this is a key discovery day. So if we look at purely from a discovery day here, and I've got this blue band here, 72 hours. In my opinion, now we could argue, let's demonstrate, that if we had the reflection day like this, it would be a direct match. Okay? But keep in mind, we don't know when, and sorry to say, but I'm just giving you a demonstration. We don't know when Jack would have ultimately here is a death number here, but I'm still feeling like he could have been roughed up here. So we don't know the exact, what I'm getting to, and not trying to make a circle fit into a square. But what I'm getting to is we don't know the exact time for Jack. But we have a serious solid fingerprint here. And there's multiple. And this is in the general area where Jack went missing as well. I think we better check that lake or that river here, because you might find a lot of evidence downstream, because this is definitely serial nature. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I know this is a heavy case, and what's unfolding in Bristol is very alarming. And we do hope that we find justice for Jack, as well as these victims that have been found yesterday. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, please leave your comments. Stay safe, stay alert, watch some comedy, and see you soon. Bye for now.